Alright, hey guys, Mega Gamer here, and it's late, I'm pissed, and I've been fucking up every single sentence I've said for the last 5 minutes, so I'm just going to try and keep this simple. So I'm pretty pissed right now because Sanctuary 4, after all this bullshit has been going on with about, it being banned in Australia, refused classification multiple times for multiple different reasons, some of the stupidest reasons you can imagine. It's finally, it's all dealt with. We're getting a censored version coming out on release date. It says here it comes out August 23rd. Well, it comes out later this month, that's all I know. Could be different for Australia, but whatever. Anyway, so it's all dealt with. We're getting the censored version, but just after all the bullshit that we had to go through with, being refused multiple times and all these rants and shit that, people have been doing, and then just the final result, what rating it ended up getting, what content got cut, what content ended up staying, and it was so stupid. So I'm just going to quickly go through some of the things that happened in case you missed some of the updates. So I did a video when it first was announced that it would be banned. I didn't do a video last week when it was refused classification again, but I had to do a video this time about it. So alright, before we jump in, just a couple of other things. I don't want to make multiple videos on different news stories, so I'll just throw them out quickly. First thing is Batman Arkham Origins will get multiplayer. I saw the trailer. I don't know. Could go either way, but I don't know. Very skeptical about it. Also, the multiplayer mode is not coming up on the Wii U version. And basically all I have to say about that is, and you wonder why the Wii U version of your games don't sell. It's because you fucking cut the game in half and then sell a shitty port. If you want to see if you can actually get sales on the Wii U, you don't make shitty ports. You make decent fucking ports, then the games sell. And then you come up with an excuse, oh, we're not making for the Wii U because our games don't sell on it. Because your games on that platform are shit. The new Batman doesn't have a multiplayer on that one platform. It has it on PC, it has it on PS3, it has it on Xbox 360, not on Wii U, because you're fucking lazy. Anyway. And also, The Last of Us will probably get a DLC announcement later this month. Whether it be single player or multiplayer, I don't know. Either one I'm really looking forward to, because multiplayer needs more content, and single player is always nice. Alright, back to the Sanctuary bullshit. So, we all know how it started. Sanctuary 4 was banned in Australia. It was refused classification because of the anal probe weapon, or whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, it's basically a weapon you can use to basically rape people. It's basically rape. You shove it up their ass and, they bleed everywhere, all that kind of shit. And it was considered sexual violence by the ACB, the Australian Classification Board. And then, yeah, the game was refused classification. So people were kind of pissed about this because we just got the R rating. The R rating was meant to prevent this kind of shit from happening. And then in 6 months' time, we're already getting games banned again. Like, what happened? I guess, people just learnt that the R rating is just a cover-up, just to shut people up. It's really just an MA. It just says R, but it's really bloody MA. Still getting shit banned. But, so anyway, about a week ago, people have been bitching about it the whole time. I've been pretty pissed about it. A lot of my friends were pissed about it. Although we kind of just said, if you get it on Steam, it'll probably be an uncensored version on Steam. Similar thing happened with The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, Telltale didn't even bother with a classification, so it was never ended up being available in Australia because they never bothered to classify it. So fuck you, Telltale, for doing that. You stomach fucking idiots. But you can still get the game on Steam, so that's what people thought about Sanctuary. You just get the uncensored version on Steam. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, about a week ago, we found out got refused classification again. This time because of alien drugs. So there's a side mission in the game that involves alien drugs. You take alien drugs, and because it has a positive effect on your body, I believe that's what they said about it, they banned it. Like, adults aren't allowed to see that kind of stuff because They get the wrong idea. They see fantasy drugs that don't even exist in real life. They're like, oh, that must be good for me. You know, because people over 18 years of age really don't know any better, according to the ACB. So again, fuck you, ACB, you dumb shits. Anyway, so as you can imagine, this caused even more controversy because it got refused classification 2 times in a row. Now, I kind of have to admit that Deep Silver, the developers, were kind of dumb on that one, because, sure, the whole, reason that it got, refused classification in the first place was because of that anal raping gun, or, I keep calling it gun, I'm gonna call it weapon. But they did mention it was also because of the drugs. They did mention that, so I think Deep Silver should have thought about that as well, and, yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't have got censored 2 times in a row. Anyway, so even more bullshit. And at this point, I was starting to think that they wouldn't even bother trying to get it classified a 3rd time, because I'm pretty sure it costs money to send it to these people. And if you're going to just keep getting it refused over and over and over again, wasting money just for them to tell you, oh, it's too bad, can't happen in our country, eventually you're going to be fed up and just say, fuck it, just Australia, I'm just going to import it, who cares, Anyway, that's what I was thinking Deep Silver were going to eventually do. Anyway, so this just I only found out about it a few hours ago. You probably won't see this video until tomorrow anyway. So, it'll be kind of, not old news, but you get the picture. You would have heard it by now, by the time I upload this video. But anyway, yeah, so now it's official, and we're going to get the game later this month for Australia, so it's not banned anymore, but here's the final outcome of what happened. And when you're going to hear this, you're going to fucking punch someone, because this pissed me off so much when I first heard it. It got an MA15 plus rating. So after all of that, it got MA. It didn't even get an R. It's like the classification board forgot that we have an R. I don't fucking get it. It's just stupid. I can't even think about it because it just hurts my mind. I don't get it. That's all I can say. I just do not get it. Sorry. It's late at night, I told you. Anyway. So, yeah. Because of 2 little things, the game skipped. It jumped from MA, skipped R, and then went straight to banned. It just boggles my mind. But then it gets worse. So we find out it's going to be MA. Alright. Cool. And like I said, I was not really interested in this game anyway. I had to point that out. So, I wouldn't be biased or anything like, oh, I can't get this game anymore. I wasn't going to get it anyway. But after all this controversy, I'm actually kind of want this game now. I mean, bad news is still news, and it sells in a way. Controversy sells. How the fuck do you think Grand Theft Auto became so big? Because a lot of people were saying how bad it was, and then everyone's like, I gotta check this out. GTA 3 gets like 20 fucking million sales, and now it's like one of the greatest gaming series ever. But so yeah, I actually might pick up Saints Row 4 now. Not when it first comes out, but maybe at the end of the year for like Christmas or something. It'll probably be on my Christmas list. But as I said, this next part pisses you off even more. It gets an MA rating. But then I read more specifically into the article. I'll put a link to the article in the description, by the way. It says that the drugs, the alien drugs, the side mission is taken out of the game. It's like, alright, they got rid of that. And then I read, I'm actually going to quote what it says here, because I didn't believe it for 2 seconds. The rectifier, I believe that's what the word is. The rectifier weapon will be available as part of a DLC package as originally intended. Deep Silver stands by its decision and thanks the Australian Classification Board for their assistance with the matter. Well, it was before that. It said, meanwhile, the alien anal probe weapon, which is also a subject of controversy, will be staying. When I first read that, I almost didn't believe it. So let me get this straight. The fantasy alien drugs that don't exist in real life is out of the censored version of the game. Alright. But the anal raping weapon is in the censored version. And the game still is MA with that. What the fuck? That's all I can say. So you're basically saying raping people, shoving things up their ass is appropriate for teenagers to see and do, but taking fantasy, non-existent drugs in a game is so bad that even adults can't bear to see that. Are you fucking with me? Now, I know it said it'll be part of the DLC, which kind of makes me think maybe it's not in the original game, and that's why the game's getting MA, and the DLC will come out later, and yeah, that's why it's getting MA, because the weapon isn't actually in the game yet. It's just part of a planned DLC, which makes me think, then why the fuck was it in the game when they sent it over to the classification board in the first place? Why was it in there if it was going to be DLC later on? I don't know, it was just really weird. So it looks like the weapon is staying and the fantasy drugs isn't, which is just so fucking stupid to me. Like I said, you can read the article yourself, it'll be in the description. But I'm just going to imagine a lot of angry people, because if they got rid of that weapon, honestly, I wouldn't really care. You know, if I get the game, I'll probably, you know, find that weapon and use it, and I think it'll be funny, because I'm a dumb 16-year-old like that. And half my friends are as well. But, now we're losing a side mission, just because of some fantasy drugs that don't really exist. And it says here that's 20 minutes. It says this mission represents approximately 20 minutes of gameplay out of the hours available to purchasers, says Deep Silver. Yeah, I guess in that comment he's trying to make it sound like you're not losing much. But still, I would rather lose one weapon that is actual rape than lose a 20-minute side mission because of fantasy drugs. Like I said, this whole thing just fucking annoys the shit out of me. I just think, like I said, the final outcome is just stupid. I mean, like I said, you think that teenagers seeing you know, not implied. You know what I'm saying. Teenagers shoving things up people's asses is better than adults seeing drugs. That's basically what they're saying. And to all those fucking 90-year-old people who work at that classification board, because I know you are all old fucks. That's why you hate games and you assume the only people who play games are 10-year-olds. It's not like that anymore. But to all those dickheads who work there, you guys need to get your heads out of your asses, ironically. And yeah. You just need to think for 2 seconds. Alright. That's my tidbit of the day. Oh, and also for those who didn't know and were worried, because actually I was starting to get worried after a while as well, GTA 5 will not be banned in Australia. We're getting the full uncensored version in Australia. It's going to be rated R for drug use. And everything else is in there, but I know this is drug use on the cover. So yeah, for those who are worried, you can get the GTA uncensored version here. So yeah, don't worry about that. Alright, so thanks for watching. I'm Mega Gamer. And enjoy the gameplay. I don't know what I'm putting up yet. It'll probably be PC gameplay, so enjoy whatever I play. And I probably suck at it. But yeah. So thanks for watching. This was kind of a rant video, but just, yeah, bitching, reporting news. That's what most people do. And see ya.